Okay, so I wanted to show you guys something. It's called the perfect sensitivity method. Sorry, I'm stretching. That sounds a little weird. But so the way this works is first we're gonna go into Apex and load up the firing range so that we are in the range and ready to test all this stuff, right? Let me. That was a little embarrassing. Let me grab the wingman and a 3 mag and a skull piercer because that's how I practice with the wingman. I'll go ahead and grab a 1x too. But so the perfect sensitivity method is what I want to show you guys today. This is how you find your perfect sensitivity in whatever game. Okay, you'll have to use Google. You'll need a calculator and you'll need a text pad, text document, whatever. Basically what we're going to do here is I'm going to change it over to screen 2 where you'll see I have a calculator open and a text pad open right here. Minimize OBS. And you'll see here I have 3 numbers. Those are, I'll show you. If you go to this website, prosettings.net, you Google whatever game you want plus pro sensitivity settings. So you'll Google Apex Legends pro sensitivity settings, right? Just word it like that. And it'll pull up this page and you'll click DPI right here. You'll sort the DPI down into categories. So right now it's sorted from lowest to highest because my sensitivity is the lowest that pros use, which is 400. Or my mouse DPI, sorry, not my sensitivity, this is important. My mouse DPI is 400. Your DPI is how much your mouse moves. It's how many pixels your mouse moves based off of inch per mouse pad, right? So right now my mouse on the desktop here, it moves 400 pixels if I move 1 inch. So that's about 400 pixels, which is about right. This monitor's 1920 by 1080. So yeah, you can actually see it, right? It moves about a fourth of the screen. So you'll find your category of sensitivity once you're here. And you'll find the highest and you'll go down and you'll find the lowest, right? And you'll get 2.4 and 5 if you're at 400 like me. If you're at 800, then you'll get, whatever the 2 highest and lowest numbers for 800 is. But for mine, it's 5 and 2.4. So then you'll go in here and you'll see, I already did this, but I'll go ahead and do it again. You'll do 5 plus 2.4 equals 7.4, and then you'll divide that by 2, okay? And you'll get 3.7, and that's how we get these 3 numbers right here, 5, 3.7, and 2.4. And what you'll do, and this is how I found my sensitivity, right, just now. I was actually in the middle of the test a second ago. I messed up this recording once, so yeah. Let me go ahead and make sure I don't mess it up again. Let me go into Apex right now. Here we go. Let me pull up the OBS settings for Apex, right? Let me minimize OBS again. And you'll go in here and you'll type in 5, right? And you'll have 5, press enter. And now you have the sensitivity of 5, which is the highest. And you'll start from the highest and you'll go down. So I was trying to get more speed out of my aim, right? Because my aim is really consistent at a low sensitivity like I was playing at, which is 2.5. That's what I was playing at before. I was actually surprised to find that the lowest sensitivity was 2.4, which was like right next to my sensitivity, right? The lowest pro sensitivity. But I was trying to get more speed out of my aim, basically. I have good consistent aim, but I was trying to get more speed out of it. So I decided to follow this method. And what you'll do is you'll have 5, and I find that 5 is just like a touch too fast to control, right? Like I don't feel super consistent with it. And then like it's good for my wrist, right? Like I could definitely learn 5 as a wrist aimer, but since I use my arm too, and I already use my arm, like that's a part of my playstyle. I find that like, let me try to do a 180 here. You'll see it's like that's a 360, right? Like that's way too hard for me to control. So then once I find that, I'll go down to, and obviously I didn't pick 2.4 because I was trying to get faster, you know, a faster sensitivity. But I kind of liked 5 in the wrist aim area, so I kept 5. You'll pick 2 of these, right? So then you'll do 3.7, and you have 3.7, and I find that, you know, 3.7 is pretty good. 3.7's actually pretty good, because my new sensitivity is 3.9, okay? And 3.7 is pretty dope. It's a good amount of wrist aim, but it also lets me move my arm, right? So I can learn the bigger motions, and my brain can commit those to muscle memory. It's a good amount of movement. It's not too fast, and it gives me a good 180 range, right? You know, like, it's not hard for me to do. It's not specifically hard for me to do a 180. Whereas before on 2.5, like, I'll show you real quick. Well, we have to go down to 2.4 anyway. So, like, 2.4, in order to do a 180, I gotta move my arm, like, this much, and it's gotta be very precise, and, you know, like, and then doing a 360 is really hard, because I have to go, like, to use, like, my whole fucking shoulder, right? Like, ugh, you know? So it's kind of slow. It's kind of slow, kind of not enabling me to hit those tougher shots, you know? And I mean, my aim is pretty consistent at this speed, because it's easier for my arm to learn, like, motions at this speed, but it's also harder for me to make big, broad motions, right? So easier to learn, harder to actually do the bigger motions at slower speeds. And then, so once you decide that you whichever one you don't like, whether it's 5 or 3.7 or 2.4, once you decide that, you'll pick, let's go back up here to screen 2. You'll pick 5 and 3.7, and you'll get rid of 2.4, and you'll have 5 plus 3.7. Oh my god, not 7 equal, there you go. You have 8.7, and you'll divide that by 2. And now you have 4.35, okay? So then you put 4.35 here, just so you have it as a reference, just so you know which 3 sensitivities you're working for. And then you'll go back into Apex, okay? Go back into Apex. Let me do this here. And we'll try our new set of, sorry, I'm doing something. We'll try our new set of sensitivity. So we'll try 5 again, just to, you know, just for the sake of the test. You'll try 5 again, and, you know, 5's still a little too fast for me. So we know that, you know, we'll move down this time. But we're going to go ahead and do 4.35 anyway. So 4.35. And I think it's important to do, wouldn't type in. I think it's important to do all 3 sensitivities each time, because it helps you, you know, really narrow down. You might know you don't like 5, but still practice, still try it a little bit, you know? Just so you can get, you know, you can actually narrow it down and make sure you're not missing out on a sensitivity that you might like over another one. So now that we've done 5 and 4.35, we will go down to 3.7. And I already know now from trying it that I don't like 5, so our next number will probably be 4.35 and 3.7, right? So now I'm doing 3.7, and obviously since this is really close to my new sensitivity, I like it, right? And so then you know, and so on and so forth. So you'll do now you'll go blah 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 blah. You'll go up to screen 2. Let me do that. And you'll pick 3.7 plus, and I think I actually did I'm not sure if I did. I think I did 4.3. I think I did plus 4.3 here, just to pull off the second number, because I don't really like that second number, right? And we'll divide that by 2, and you'll get 4. Or at least this is how I did it. Okay, so this is my sensitivity. This isn't necessarily how you guys will prefer it. But now you'll have 4 in place of 3.4, and in the middle of 4.35 and 3.7. Okay, you'll have that as your middle ground now, because you eliminate 1 each time. And I kept going, so on and so forth, until I got down to 3.9. And 3.9 is where I really I liked that sensitivity. It gave me a good range of motion in my wrist for my you know for faster aiming and stuff. So I'm gonna come back up here to 3.9, right? It gave me a good range of motion in my wrist. Like, I can reach all 6 of these targets pretty consistently and pretty easily in just my wrist. And then it also wasn't so fast that it was, you know, it was uncontrollable at arm movements. You know, it wasn't like I can do a 180 really pretty well. I just switched the sensitivity, so again, I don't really have a lot of muscle memory for it right now, but 180s are pretty, you know, it's a good range. It's a good amount of motion for my playstyle, which it's much better than the 2.5 I was playing at before anyway, for me, right? And that's how you do it. You get the, you know, the highest, lowest, you get the middle, and then you just keep adding the average, or you keep narrowing it down to 2 and then doing the average. Obviously, you can't pick the highest and the lowest if you like them, because your whole point is to narrow it down closer to sensitivity. You got to pick either a low and a middle or a high and a middle, right? Each time you pick either low, middle, high, middle each time, and then you add them together, get the middle ground between those two. And that is how you get your perfect sensitivity in any game. Yeah. Thanks for, I don't know why I have this, this camera set up right here, but yeah, thanks for, watching this, and sorry it was so awkward. Peace.